One.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
What's up?
We back for another one. We're gonna let Vito, the moderator, take a break this week. Put things in my hands for a time or two. Hope I can carry the torch.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Big
How y'all boys doing, man? How y'all doing?
I'm straight, brother.
Good. So everybody, we all know what's been hot this week. It's
what, man?
all around the world. We talking about some.
He said, "What, man?"
We talking about that WAP.
Wow.
Some may say worship. I heard some say worship and praise.
Well, depends on how you're looking at it.
It definitely
Oh man. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows we talking Cardi B. I think it's actually Cardi B's song, and Megan is the feature on it. And if you haven't seen the video, I don't know.
Don't share your screen, man. Let's watch it.
Bruh. You should watch.
Do we need to share our screens?
20% of America has seen that video. 71 million views, bro.
That's how many views they have?
70 million views.
I mean, I watched it 4 times, so you know.
Okay. we do have to factor that in.
The multiple views.
I got a solid 3 just to make sure I was, seeing it right.
Yeah, of course. You got to check it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got you, bro. I got you.
So with the views, there's been a lot of backlash, and I just want to read you guys some of the responses that I've seen on Twitter, and it's coming from men and women, and and a few weeks ago we talked about cancel culture, so it's a lot of cancellation going on, and we're gonna dive into that, but I want to read you guys some Twitter feedback, and it's not all Black Twitter, but for the most part, it's been an ongoing battle, mainly between, I feel like, men and women, but I'll get you guys feedback on it. So one guy, and this is actually has gotten political. This is how big this is. We talking James Bradley, a U.S. House candidate, said that Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are what happens when children are raised without God and without a strong father figure. Their new song, the WAP, which I heard accidentally. I don't believe that part.
How you hear that, John? Accidentally, bro?
Accidentally.
I just heard it.
Made me want to pour holy water in my ears, and I feel
that was
sorry
actually
for the
funny,
future girls if this is their role model. So keep that thing in mind, role models.
My boy said pour holy water in his ears.
He
boy got a visual.
Really watch nothing.
Golly, bro.
So another political candidate said, this just set the female gender back 100 years. And this will get you right here, guys. Saying making men's pullout game weak could lead to fatherless homes.
That just tripped me out, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so the other side, the defense side of Cardi B and Meg, women have a right to express their sexuality to the same extent men do. I'm tired of the double standard. If you don't like WAP, don't listen to it. But if it did not set women back 100 years, rather it's evidence of how far women have come in the last 100 years. And finally, the fact that the song WAP is getting so much hate for being over-sexualized doesn't sit right with me. Why is it okay for male rappers to rap about sex when women do? They are called hoes. Women are allowed to enjoy sex. I don't like this double standard, SHIT. So, with that said, the biggest question in the title of this episode is double standard. So, Deezy, I think I'm gonna kick it off with you today. I want to get your opinion on this. You can give me your, as a whole, but ultimately what we're trying to figure out, is this a double standard?
Yeah, that's a double standard. I mean, man, I was 15 when What's Your Fantasy came out, and that joint was like it was the lick, and I literally lick you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I mean that's a double standard because I mean rappers been saying whatever they want to say for a long time, and female rappers other than like Trina and Lil Kim from 90s and early 2000s just hadn't had any sexual presence. All the female rappers since then have been the Brat style rappers. Missy Elliott. Now we got like Young M.A. It just looks different than that. I like it personally. I mean, of course I do, but I like it for real too.
You mentioned those previous artists. Do you think today's time have something to do with that? Like the political.
Of course, I mean the Me Too movement. I mean all that is a direct tie-in to all this. I mean, the elections in November, that don't help either.
Yeah, that don't help. Price, what about you, bro?
Me personally, man, it's the same song as it is all the time. It was the same song with Lil Kim when she had when she was squatting down with that cover. You had people in the politicians come out saying how this was just so vile and this isn't. With Trina and her music, it's always been the same type of style. But typically for me, it just seems like it's just a black thing. You never see somebody say or a politician come out and say that country music is somehow leading to depression. It's always good. Black music that's got some kind of effect
so
on you.
Good.
Where it puts you into some kind of mood or something. So it's just the same old song, as always.
J-Rock, what about you, bro?
Price guy, I agree with Price, man. It is. It's. I just say anytime black is involved, you get it from both sides. I do think. I think the comments from the white senator whoever the congressman who accidentally heard the song and saw the video, I think those are crazy, but I just think I think it just goes back, man. Like Price said, it ain't changed. I think the biggest part about this that's hurt me is the older people. I get so sick of, this music is nasty. This music, bro. We all 35, 36, 37. So that means, okay, today is Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and 99-2000, Juvie was backing it up. We all remember Tip Drill. I mean, then even if you go to our parents, like, oh, okay, this is so filthy. So what was Luke talking about at the Freaknik? What was Two Live Crew talking about?
What was Betty Wright talking about?
Yeah, and then you even go another generation. Let's pull up some of these blues songs.
Shit.
I mean, you gonna put it out like, no, it's not. And all this, we'll get deeper, but y'all know how I feel about all that. They the role models. I just quit trying to make people be role models for your kids, and that's not. I listened to rap all day when I was coming up. Yeah, it was some songs. Mom was like, you ain't listen to that in here. And that's cool. She ran her house. I didn't listen to it in there, but just because I listened to Jeezy did not make me want to go out and stand on the block and sell dope. And so it's overblown, man, to me. It's kind of comical. But I definitely feel like it's a double standard though, because you do I forgot the number, but they literally got like a petition going like in the thousands to cancel. I'm like, but what's the difference in them saying, they got that waterfall and me saying I got 12 inches? It's the same thing. Why can I talk about their stuff, but they can't talk about their stuff? So it's definitely a double standard.
Yeah, man.
What you think,
the petition, I don't know about the other petition, but I know about the one to get Kylie Jenner out the video. I mean,
That's
but
great.
bro, see, that's what I'm finna open up for y'all though, because like everything y'all say is true and I agree with it, but it's crazy because it's so many different aspects of this, bro. It seems like y'all say, you know, we talked about black people earlier before we started calling and how it always gonna be an issue or whatever. Like, bro, first of all, removing Kylie Jenner, like, why? What's the importance of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculous.
So maybe I missed it, bro.
She's sexy as hell in that video.
What's the beef with Kylie
They just saying
Jenner?
she don't belong. They should have just kept it black. You know, stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, that's ridiculous within itself. That's silly. But then you got the other side of the situation where you got black women saying that they shouldn't have done this video. You know what I'm saying? Like we mentioned, they like, you know, it's so bad, it's this, it's that, you know, role model situation. But then you got the feminist side that say they should be able to freely express their sexuality just like men do. Now, my perspective, bro, like, I agree. There's a hellified double standard. But I'm also one of them people, bro, I have to look at the reality of the situation, dog. I can't remember the last song I heard that was that nasty. Like, you always got windows, you know what I'm saying? You always got little you know what I'm saying, different songs. Like Deezy mentioned Missy Elliott, even if she had a song, like, you know what I'm saying? If you got a big D, let me search it. Put my game down.
Well, one of the ones I ain't heard y'all say yet is that My Neck, My Back.
Yeah. And look, and see, that's the thing though. So, you know, I can't act like that giant. If I was in the car with my kids and Yin Yang Twins came on, you know what I'm saying? Wait, do you see my, you know, that joint. But the edited version, it can pass, and they won't necessarily know what's going on. But this giant, bro, I heard the edited version. I'm like, yeah, that giant still busting, bro. They talking about doing Kegels and tickling tonsils and, bro, like, golly, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I would turn that down if my kids in the car. But so that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. Like, it's on parents to be parents. You can't force Meg and Cardi to do a certain thing and then hold them accountable for, you know, what your kid's doing. But like I said, I can't overlook that John. That John is wow. That John that John out there.
It is.
Right, bro. It's out there, bro. And I ain't heard nothing like that in a while. But like, to kind of go back to what Deezy said, well, another thing that kind of throw me off about it, bro, is that we always finding something to jump on. Like women always finding something to jump on, talking about this feminist thing about how we should be able to express, bro. Adina Howard, Madonna, Lil Kim, Trina. Your representation just hasn't been as great as it has for men in the rap game. We already know it. Not to say, you know, there isn't a double standard, but let's not. I don't want to just blow things out of proportion and act like y'all can't say nothing about y'all cat, because y'all been saying stuff about y'all cat for years now, and people made plenty of money off of it with no problem. That's what them senators and all them cats up there need to realize. Like, bro, this ain't the first time something like that happened. But the thing that make this different is those 70 million views on YouTube and the access that kids have. Because you give a kid a phone and you paying for a family plan of Apple Music. If you ain't paying attention, cause they gonna be back there trying to figure out how Meg gonna spell her name while she ride that thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They gonna be trying to figure that joint out. So you gotta.
But I mean, I stayed up and watched Uncut on BET.
Yeah.
You know, so
we all did, but that was your access time though. You ain't had no access window like these kids got today. I guarantee you that.
No, but I mean, but if you put, okay, so Lila, you know, she's about to be 15. Like, if I'm going to restrict her stuff, all I gotta do is restrict it. I can see anything that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do whatever you want. You can make sure that they don't see what you don't want them to see.
I agree. I think
at least to a certain point. My mom couldn't stop me from doing everything, but she can restrict it.
Yeah, for sure.
Price is like you want to say something, bro. You like you holding back, man. No, let it loose, bro.
Not really. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. I don't know. It just come off to me. The whole thing, the whole issue with this song, to me, just seemed over overinflated. Like it just seemed like it's not.
It
To
didn't
me,
have
it's
to
just
happen.
not that big of a deal.
It didn't have to
I mean,
happen, did it?
you know, I mean, and I definitely agree with what Vito was saying about, you know, you got kids, you know, they listen to that. It's way out there. You know, but I think all music kind of got an audience, you know, and an appropriate time for you to actually be listening to it.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, this is just an adult song, you know, with adult lyrics. And,
Absolutely,
you know,
bro.
you just have to, if you want to listen to it, you know, listen to it
Because
in
I
an
mean, you
adult
think about
environment, you know?
You think about it, like, how can you be so up in arms about this when it's every other song talking about busting a gun? Like, I'd rather look at some WAP instead of looking at somebody bleeding. I mean,
well, see, I was gonna say that as
Very
well.
valid.
Like, I was gonna say that as well. Like one of the things that females would say, especially these artists, they would say is that you know, people kind of restrict them as far as what they do. And what I mean by that is throughout our time, we talk about the Lil Kims, the Trinas, all those MCs. Unless you go way back, it's hard to find people or females that people respect based solely off of lyrics when you don't factor in the sexual aspect of it.
yeah,
You think about Nicki, she had to put the sexual part to it. Cardi B had to put the sexual part to it. So it's not, very rarely do people allow female MCs to just be great lyricists and, you know, listen to their music solely off the
okay.
lyrics.
So to that point, to that thought process though. So here's another thing, J Star, and you kind of tell me what you think about this. Because here's another thing, bro. You can make something of anything. Because like Price just said, you know, they had to add the sexual piece to it in order to gain some traction. But you think about rappers, bro. A lot of rappers don't necessarily gain traction unless they talking about
guns.
So it's, you know, it happens in every aspect. You know what I'm saying? So you keep bringing attention to one particular thing, then I mean, you can do that all day.
Right.
I just feel like a lot of stuff is overblown. Like Price said, it just should never just happen. Just let that song be, and then let it be what it is, and do your parenting job. Like,
right. Yeah.
Same light you got like the Big Crits and Toby's and all them guys don't wear the flashy stuff. You know, they don't get the major spins that the guys that's, you know, really showboating the flash.
Taking forever, bro. Taking forever for
the Futures and you know, all them of the world. They're dominating the kind of like going what you're saying. It dominating the headlines and for women, I kind of share the same views, Price, because you know it does feel like when a female artist comes out, unless you're really like digging for a good one, like May Rhapsody or something, like a lot of their lyrics include, you know, their vagina, you know, or some lyrical component of it. So I wonder like what drives that in some way.
So let me ask you a question then, Jay. That what you saying, so does that go against like what the women are saying they can't do? So we saying that the only way to get accepted is to be overly sexualized, but they saying we can't be sexual, we can't talk about getting head, but y'all can. So it's kind of confusing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. And I think my point to that would be like, do you define yourself as that, or is that just something you like throw on, like put a track on? So like Nicki Minaj, like she started out as this sexual icon, and I think she kind of transitioned to wanting to be recognized as a artist or a lyricist, you know. So she kind of moved away from that. But when I see Cardi and the lyrics that I hear, it's mainly like that's her push. And it's no different than Future or some of these, the Baby. You know, their audience is the thugs or whatever, and I don't even like that. You know, because it doesn't really show growth. But, you know, sometimes when you want to listen to it, you're in the mood for it. That's what you go for, you know, so.
Well, I kind of disagree a little bit on that because Nicki initially was bars. She was rapping. And I'm assuming somebody came to her and told her, you got to sell some more sex.
Mhm.
You got to be more sexual with it. And so her lyrics start changing to and I'm talking about way back, way back.
Yeah,
But
I agree with you, Bryce. Because
I can see
I
that.
think the transition Jay started talking about was to the was starting where you left off just now, because you said way back and then she went more sexual. When she transcended like pretty much everything, she became a megastar. Then she could do what she wanted to do. So it's a little bit different. But
she started doing more pop.
Yeah, she could do what she wanted to do at that point. It didn't matter because she had a whole fan base behind her.
Oh yeah.
But it is a double standard though, like you saying about Rhapsody. Like we all know she dope.
Yeah.
You know, but on a whole mainstream, like it's
never
not
here.
It's not as prevalent.
Rhapsody ain't getting 70 million views in 3 days.
Right.
So I mean, still that's weird though, bro. These like, what do you think, bro? Like, explain that. Like, I'm gonna ask you, dog. Like, explain what do they mean about not being able to be sexual, but that's the only way they're getting spins.
I mean,
before you start, don't let me ask you another question too. I was talking about this earlier. I'm like, you know, women, like, this is a real complaint. Women saying that they can't be sexual and it's looked at like they're hoe and stuff like that. But bro, when you turn on movies, you don't really see no D, bro. You see titties, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's more common, you know what I'm saying? I guess they saying that's seen as an item, but at the same time.
But you don't see a vagina either, though.
Yeah, I know you don't. I understand that, but I'm saying that's a sexual body. That's a sexual body part, though. You can't go in the store and see no titties. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, well, you know. But Diesel, what you think, bro? Diesel, I'm gonna ask you, dog.
I mean, oh man, it's. I mean, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if y'all listen to like Mulatto, right? If you listen to like Mulatto on YouTube, it's much different than Mulatto from Boosie Nasty Nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in order for her to get her spins, that's what they're looking for because of how she looked. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B, what she do before she became a rapper? Well, before before the reality stuff, she was a stripper in freaking.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
And slipping Mickey's, man.
Damn, right. That's a whole nother story.
That's another
a whole nother story.
Ain't it though?
For real.
But you know, it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, for a dude to sit there and watch a chick rap, I guess he just feel like he got to think she look good too. I don't know. I don't really feel like that. But I mean, sex is what sells these days. I mean, even the dudes right now. How often do you see dudes in videos where they stay where they keep their shirt on the whole time? Your boy Drake went through a whole process trying to beef up. It's just the way it go. You know what I mean? Everybody want to look good.
It wasn't always that way though. You know,
no,
think back to MC Lyte and Queen Latifah and some of them girls. I mean, they weren't
golden years.
But those women, it sucks though, because when those women reach that certain level, they completely left the rap game alone.
Yeah.
And so then the girls coming up had nobody to like check for them. And so the way they did it was they tried to get in, you know, look him, you know, Biggie found on the streets busting dudes' heads.
Yeah.
And he told her like, listen, the only way you gonna make some money out here is you gonna have to switch that up a little bit.
Right.
You know, who she get her advice from? She got her advice from the dude that was trying to hit it.
So let me ask you this: like, why do you guys think that men get less heartburn?
I tell you
why are we at a point where you know, and I know, and in some aspects, you know, women have been disrespected for a long time, and we're still battling that today. But why is it that men, is it because we're the dominant species, or people feel like we're dominant? Men get a slap on the wrist, but women are getting this entire debate right now.
I think it's just a hierarchical thing, bro. To be honest with you, I really do. I mean, you got white men, you got white women, you got minority men, and you got minority women. Period. So
yeah,
it's not like the life that minority men live is all peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's also
Right.
things that we have to face as well that could be considered a double standard on several different levels. It's just not. I don't think it's one of the things that's publicized as much because, be frank, we just don't. We don't talk about it. We don't whine. We don't care. Not to say that women whine and they don't have good gripes, but I think like it's the norm, bro. I mean, we gotta face it, bro. It's norms in society. Period, bro.
Yeah.
Like you have to take the good with the bad. You know, the more you sit there and overblow stuff, the less likely it's gonna become a norm. You just do what you're gonna do. Do it and just do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like having all these different opposing sides and opposing views is gonna happen no matter what. But you know what I'm saying? To continue to talk about them, I don't think that's gonna fix it. But I think you just gotta continue to push and continue to try to make it a norm. Norms didn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think it's a norm to kind of hold women, especially Black women, to a higher standard?
Let's be clear, bro. Let's be clear. If I was a hoe, I'm a hoe too. That don't matter. I ain't never seen nobody walk up to me and be like, "Oh, Vito, I heard you was cheating on your girl, man. Congratulations." But they gonna dog me too. They gonna talk about me in the streets just like they gonna talk about the chick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know, man, because they'll run some chicks
it may be in a circle. Yeah, they will.
Men would be like, "Oh man, how many chicks you smashed, bro?"
That's man to man, but I'm talking about man to woman to man. Like the women ain't gonna look at me like I'm a great hero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So yeah, I mean, it's like I can't accept the fact that there are double standards, but I cannot look over the fact that some of these double standards that we call attention to also exist in other areas. You know what I'm saying? I can't overlook that, bro, because I've never seen a dude celebrated outside of his circle for being a hoe, bro. I just haven't.
Yeah. I think about, man, preachers or pastors or whatever, and it's like if we hear or see that a pastor has done something wrong, I don't know, maybe he hurt his wife or like was involved in a domestic dispute or something, like we will like be done with that pastor. His name will be all over the news, you know. But if something happens to an artist, and I think something happened not too long ago with that cat in New York, y'all, like I can't remember. And his dad got him. The girl's dad got involved. Crap, I can't remember his name, but it's kind of like it was brushed to the side, you know. So I do see what you're saying there, and I can agree, because with the pastors, man, we hold them to a super high standard, and they're just men like the rest of us. Now, I do understand why we should, because they're supposed to be role models. But,
leaders,
but they are supposed to be leaders, right? Yeah. But, you know, it is in everyday society that, you know, it is the norm.
Yeah.
So, J-Rod, what you think, man? You think, why you think men, or would you agree that men get a pass?
Yeah, I would say they get a pass, or even when it's talked about, it's not, at least publicly, a lot of times it's not, you ain't talking about 3-4 days later after the video dropped, if it, you know, something like that. But yeah, I mean, they do get a pass. Like I said, like Vito said, man, it's the norm, unfortunately. Like I said, I think he hit it on the head, because I thought that was a great question you asked. And I never thought about it like that. Like he said, I think it's just a hierarchical thing that was just created way back in the day. I mean, you think about, you know, from when the man was the breadwinner, he went out and hunted and brought the food home, and the wife was, you know, they say barefoot in the kitchen, you know. So I think when they're lower on the pole. So anytime you take like a system and where you're lower than the next person, then your voice matters less. And you know what I'm saying? You get less respect, you get less power and authority. So I think it's just kind of been a domino effect. So I definitely think it is it is definitely a double standard. I also agree with V as far as, you know, a lot of stuff they do say, oh, y'all men get praised for. Nah, we really don't. Now, we might not get, you know, blasted all over the airwaves for doing it, but like Vito said, man, you let a group of women find out you cheating on your wife.
It's a wrap.
And you see how many of them coming up giving you high fives and saying that's my dog. You know, so I guess I can see it both
Megan
ways.
like Keith Sweat trying to get back.
I see, you know, I do see it both ways. Like it's definitely a double. It's definitely, like I said, that double standard.
I give a little pushback on that though, because in like Hollywood, you know, if it's a male, like say for instance a Jamie Foxx or I don't know, somebody like that, they'll say, well, he's a playboy, you know. But if it's Serena Williams, somebody like that that's, you know, allegedly sleeping with guys, and you know, they automatically presume to be just a hoe, you know. It's not, nobody says, oh, she's just a playgirl, just out having fun. People automatically say, oh man, she a hoe, man. She out here loose, man. So it is a double standard.
They created a whole name for that, didn't they? Bachelor.
I would have to.
Well, that Will Chamberlain.
It's not that I disagree with that.
Right.
I would have to hear a live example of that, because I mean, I call Hollywood weird, bro. Like I know that ain't no new term, but bro, it's hella weird.
They own set of rules out there.
Bro, it's so weird, bro, because it's like, bro, it's so, y'all know how many beautiful women in the world, you see them every day, but they pass around the same chicks 100 times. Like, oh, you hit her? I think I need to hit her too. Like, bro, that's crazy to me. But
they start just
like nothing happened.
Jay start just mentioned Will Chamberlain. Will Chamberlain is kind of like a legend for having smashed all these women.
Legend.
You know,
flag on the wall.
Nobody calls a woman that has slept with this many.
But Madonna was
unless she like
to be promiscuous though. Promiscuous.
Right, Superhead ain't a legend. Superhead is
I don't know, she did have a book.
No, they legendized Superhead.
Yeah, they did. And what about Madonna though? Like, you know, I don't know her sexual past, but I know that's what she made bread from.
Yeah, but she looked at it as a whole. Like, as
I ain't never just heard
Madonna's looked at as a upstanding.
Yeah, I ain't never just heard it. Man,
she's
a legend.
I never really just heard her being categorized as a hoe either, because I know she's been with a lot of men. You hear what's the name talking about her?
Yeah, I heard. I mean, from my standpoint, she was a legend, but I don't know.
Man, back in the day, Madonna was the person that they was like on top. She was the Cardi B of back then.
Well, I'm talking about now, though. I'm talking about now. Just talking about now.
Old now. Ain't nobody talking about
that now.
But when you mention that name, though, but you know, I mean, I would definitely have, like I said, I can't dispute that, because I would have to hear an example, man. Like, because it's just so weird in Hollywood, but like, it's been women that left their men and wasn't seen as a hoe. They just swapped husbands. You know what I'm saying? That's happened a few times. But
I mean, shoot, they still talking about, you know, is your daddy the milkman? The bread dude, somebody the mailman, somebody daddy.
Man, like I say, bro, I don't want to take nothing away from women from that in that aspect of things, a double standard, bro. But honestly, bro, I really feel like if it was more quiet, it'd just be a little bit better. Because I mean, I definitely cannot say that they don't receive backlash, because that'll be a lie, because they definitely do. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just kind of touchy, bro. It's kind of touch and go.
Yeah.
So just musically, is it more than just musically?
It's more than just music, bro. It's more than just music, man. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure some women, let's like Megan Good. You know what I'm saying? She caught some heat for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I guess it was just like perception. You know what I'm saying? Was it a perception thing? Because I never heard anything about her being wild. But then she got with that dude, you know.
Because she married a pastor, she's supposed to wear a turtleneck.
Yeah, right. So that's just part of it is just like not fair, because stuff like that is definitely not fair.
Let me ask you this. When I mention his name, tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh boy.
Biblical Fox.
Cougar.
Crazy.
Man, first thing I'm thinking about is 50. smashing. That's the first thing I'm thinking about.
I don't think about 50, yeah.
Man,
but
that's the first thing I'm thinking about.
I think disaster.
Beautiful.
Because she didn't. I think disaster, bro. I really do, bro. Because Vivica was like, she was like one of the women that was voluptuous. You know what I'm saying? You remember her on Booty Call. You know what I'm saying? You just, but bro, you look at her now. It's like, why are you so afraid to age, fam? Like, and again, and that's because of that sex symbol status, bro. So I'm like, do you want to be a sex symbol? Or do you not want to be a sex symbol? Is it okay to be a sex symbol? Is that what gets you bread? Do you want to be viewed? My thing is, dog, like, it's things that come with that, bro.
That's that Hollywood pressure too, bro. You know.
Yeah, it's things that come with that, man. Like everything, like just like this whole WAP thing, it's stuff that come with that situation. So there's no one size fits all for any particular situation. But it seems to me, and Black women can crucify me for it, but it seems to me that there's always wants to be like a one size fits all situation. You got some good men out there. You got some bad men out there. If you portray yourself, we may be able to look at him like, man, I appreciate that. That was y'all expressing yourself. That was dope. But another man out there, he be like, bro, I'm ready to smash, bro. Don't let me catch you. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to do something to you. Same thing with me though. Same thing with y'all, bro. If we go up in the store, you know what I'm saying? I wear boxer briefs, bro. But if I wear boxers and put on some joggers, Johnson swinging from the left to right, it's gonna be some females in that giant, like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to do something to them. And then maybe some females in there like, oh man, I ain't ready to see all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's you have to take what comes, right?
It depends.
Am I tripping?
No, it depends on who you're around and what you got on, because they love them jogging pants.
Man, and say it all the time. Say it all the time, bro. Say it all the time, bro. So I'm just like, bro, it can't be no one size fits all for these situations, fam. You can't look at society as a whole and say, bro, y'all treat me bad, but y'all treat me good. Like, bro, I just don't get it, fam. It's just a lot, dog.
Yeah, well, and one thing I've noticed in kind of preparing for this is a lot of women are saying that it's the men that are saying, why are women doing this, or why did they make this video? A lot of the backlash is coming from men, and the women are upset because they're like, well, men have been doing this forever, so why are you guys holding us as Black women, we'll just keep it Black culture here, to a different standard? And so, I think it's because many of the men are like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to kind of generalize what men are thinking, because a lot of men are like, whoa, look at that, but it's strange that, or it's interesting to see that women are saying that most of their problems come from Black men. And why do you think that is? And I'm just guessing it's because we're just holding them to a different standard, a different level. The reason why they're saying that they're getting that pushback from Black men, because I don't know what else to think. Like, I honestly wouldn't want my wife talking like that, or so I don't know why they're saying that men are doing this, and men, the majority of the responses are from men. But
why would you care if your wife talk like that?
No, well, I shouldn't say talk. If you're talking to me, that's fine. But if she was
maybe I just see life differently. Like I really
revealing.
So if she was making millions of dollars talking about her WAP, you gonna tell her to stop? Exactly. So then the society. Then what's the difference then?
But you kind of have to.
She didn't put that out there for free. Is what I'm saying. It's not like she's not on the street saying this. Is what I'm saying.
But I think you have to look at it from this.
Hoes either though. I just want to be clear.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is something they put out there for a reason. So I don't feel like that's fair. I feel like that's the double standard right there. You say I don't want my wife to say that, Why not? Because
It could be
if she was gonna make $10 million off that track, I guarantee you'd be like, girl, talk about that WAP all day.
I think the answer to that would be, you know, if I was already in that space, so I've already accepted it. Like if my wife was talking something like that before I met her, I probably wouldn't be with her, you know, because this is not my thing, you know. I don't
right. That ain't your preference.
That ain't my preference, you know. So I probably wouldn't even be with her. But if somebody
I totally
came
get that, but what I'm saying is you made a very like true, like real statement to say that though. Like you felt like you had to say like I wouldn't want my wife to say that. But that's the whole point of what I'm saying. You get what I mean though? Like we're not talking about your wife here. You know what I'm saying?
So let me say something to that though. Bruh, I think it's important that we remain in a place where we can have our own personal opinion. This whole acceptance situation, it gets on my nerves, bro. Yep. I hate that, Jan. Like, bro, I don't have to accept it because my feelings may make somebody feel bad. I'm not expressing them to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I got a public platform and I'm saying ugly, nasty things, you can either watch it or not watch it. I personally wouldn't do that, but I can still have my own personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, why put so much emphasis on being accepting of stuff? That's just like D-Wade's son. You had some people accept it, some people didn't accept it. I'm not going to talk about the people that didn't accept it because that's their personal thing. That's what they feel. Like, bro, I don't want my son doing that type of stuff. I think that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I totally. That wasn't trying to say that J-Star is not accepting. I was just talking about like the straight up white aspect of it. Because we're talking about something that she put out there for a reason, for like monetary. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she walked around her house and saying that. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I got you.
It's shock value. She's an artist, and I mean that's
exactly
right.
Well, I'll also say you mentioned so the women will be saying that you know the criticism is coming from black men, and black men aren't you know, quote unquote protecting them when it comes to this type of song. Well, you know, my point back to that would be, well, when Tip Drill came out, I didn't see black women lining up supporting Nelly. Like they was throwing the man under the bus.
Until they got
you know, all the politicians, female politicians, black especially, were the main ones saying, we gotta cancel this dude. We gotta make sure this dude don't get no more play, no more spin.
They weren't rallying around. They weren't rallying around Uncle Luke either.
I don't know, man, because Tip Drill was when we were in high school, maybe. Like I remember going out, and maybe it's just where the demographics. But I remember going out, and when Tip Drill came on,
they go nuts.
They go crazy.
So that's different. That's different.
No, you're right though, Price. You're right though.
That's different.
Yeah.
But I wasn't into like the news and the politics and to understand what was going on at the time.
No, so I guarantee you that in the clubs right now, whatever song is gonna be going crazy. People gonna love the song. I mean, 70 million views show that people love it.
Yeah.
You know, the people that it's actually targeted towards. But even when Tip Drill came out, there were politicians.
Yeah, Tip Drill came out, he ain't lying, bro. It was getting backlash. They were talking about him swiping the card down the butt, all that type of stuff. So it caught heat, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's not like that's what I'm saying. That's where that double standard thing sometimes loses its vision. Like you can't forget about stuff, bro. Luke, like you mentioned Luke, bro. Luke, that dude went through hell, bro. He the reason why the advisory is on the joint. So how is that a double standard? He catching hell just like anybody else would catch it, bro. It comes with life. You got two sides, like it or don't.
Bro, it's at the end of the
day,
day,
Chief Keef promoting violence. I mean, he caught hell for that. So you gonna catch hell if it's something that's not socially acceptable.
Yes,
especially if you're big enough. Yeah.
Right.
What are you gonna say, J-Rock?
I mean, it's entertainment, bro. If you're a fan of the song and you hate it, they didn't make it for you. Change the station, change the channel. And if I roll on my radio and I hear a country song talking about sweeping bricks off the floor because he's so sad, I change the station.
See,
I don't say, well, they shouldn't be playing all that depressing music. He's talking about crying crying the river with his tears and drowning himself. Just change the damn station. It ain't for you. Like, why because Cardi came out with this song, she talking about the whole WAP and tickling the thing in her throat and all
Hey,
that.
man.
Okay, if you don't like it, just change it.
Them lyrics,
Why does
boy,
she
them
have
jam
to?
wild.
Why does she have to
It
lose
is
her
wild.
right? Why does she have to lose her right to play music to create music that she wants to create?
Man,
So
that's,
If you really want to hurt her, don't buy the records. And then if her albums drop, then you'll get it off anyway.
right.
Like Vito said, man, it's so these people are so selective with this selective anger. Like you ready to do all that for this music video, and you got a president that says he grabbing women by the pussy.
See, grabbing him by the
him.
pussy.
He ain't rapping about it.
He did get a lot of heat on that one, though. I will
He
say.
caught something, but he the president, though.
He is the president.
He
He
got
is.
enough.
After.
He got so much heat that he got elected after everybody knew about it.
But that was what, about 20 years ago. I mean, I'm not defending it by no means.
I know what you're saying.
And even with that point, though, like you go down, because I forget the numbers, but if you look at the statistical breakdown of people vote for him, Trump had hella female voters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So where's the outrage? So he can walk around and physically grab people by the pussy, but they're saying my stuff wet. So like I say, it's just double standard. It's entertainment, man. You like it, cool. If you don't, you're not forced to listen to that. You're not forced to accept it. If your children, my daughter can listen to it all she wants to. I guarantee you, she ain't gonna be going out there doing it because she has values. Now, yeah, you ain't control your children. Children gonna always do something dumb that you taught against. Like I said again, I love 36. I am never in the club busting folks in the head with bottles and walking around looking to fight. Drugs. Because at the end of the day, I mean, there's music and then there's reality. And my job as a parent, my job is to show my child the reality of it.
But I guess the question would be, though, it's like people would ask is, where do you draw the line? Like, for instance, we know that drill music in Chicago obviously is having a negative impact on the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
There's no debate about that. I mean, it's obviously having
but the same dudes that are doing the music are the same dudes in the streets.
Yeah, but so
I
guess
they breed other ones too, though.
Where do you draw the line?
No, I know. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I mean, you look at the dudes like Bibby and them dudes that's in Chicago. Like, Bibby, if you look at his Instagram, he in the street busting people in the head on, putting on his live. I'm just saying, like, those people. It's not like it's not like Cardi B is walking down my street doing that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think the influence is the question, though. Like, does the music have an influence on the people that it's geared to?
I guess.
I grew up listening to Tupac.
Go ahead, J Star.
Well, I think part of the problem, and kind of leads me to my next question is the over sexualization of it. Is it over sexualized? Like, and that's what you were saying, Price. Like, it has that influence. Is it too much for the people that are influenced? Because it's been over. Well, you said it yourself, Vito. The lyrics are crazy. I personally didn't think the video was like rated R. I've seen much worse. It's when you get into the lyrics, because what they had on was not like except for the one scene where she just had
they had them pasties on. The pasties on.
The pasties on.
I think some of the movements was a lot. But I mean, like you say, you see that every day. It is what it is. I wasn't offended by it. I wasn't offended by the song. I wasn't offended by anything. But I guess, like, to kind of hit on what Price was saying, because that was kind of something I wanted to mention. I'm gonna give y'all an example, bro. When I was in Germany, and bro, I'm watching the NBA playoffs, titties on the screen. I'm like, I'm young. I'm like, hey, what is this? So it's more normal over there, bro. Literally in the grocery store, bro, they got titties on the shelf, just in the magazine, chilling. You open the giant, full naked bodies in that giant, just normal. So, like, to kind of hit on what Price saying, like, where we've created a culture where that stuff isn't normal. You know what I'm saying? Women were fighting to be able to breastfeed in public, for the longest, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, dude, this is my right. So it's just like, you as a parent, you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna have to be a shift. It's gonna have to be a shift to take away that sexualization of breast, of, the body, period. But it's here now. So that's why all this shock value happens, is because you can't turn on primetime television and look at that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can to a degree, a small degree, but you need the premium channels. You know what I'm saying?
But it's the crazy thing about it, it's the world is sexualized. It's the TV is they may not be showing every feature or every part of your body, but it's a lot of it is based on sex, whether it's a deodorant commercial or what. It's sexualized.
It sells.
So to be where we are now, where this could be a problem, I understand that some may feel like it went too far, but it's still society.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think the question is, where do we draw the line? Because it seemed like to me, I guess people would say, I guess I'm kind of playing devil's advocate, but like people would say, like, if you keep pushing that line, where does it stop?
I think we just need to erase it.
That's what I was going to say. I don't believe that should be a line.
I don't agree with that. Don't agree with that. And I'll tell you why. So J-Rock mentioned that when we were younger, we listened to some of those songs, and it didn't cause us to want to go sell dope or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I can remember listening to R. Kelly in the 90s, early 90s.
I know where you were going.
I can't say that didn't make me more of a sexual person. Listening to that type of music, the same way that listening to Lil Jon or some of those songs and going to the club and hopping around pushing people, like thinking I'm tough. I mean, it obviously had a little influence on me. So I guess the question that people are having is, when your audience is people that are young and are impressionable, or an impressionable age, like how far can we allow it to go before we got to say, oh, let's pull the reins back? This is going too far.
See, that's part of my issue, and I agree with what you're saying. But if I got a child and Cardi B is her target, that's a problem. Like,
but R. Kelly was our audience, though. I mean, that wasn't made for us, but we were listening to it
when we were older. That's what I'm saying, though. But again, like I said, you can't. Okay, who's in charge of drawing the line? Then we say draw a line, but who draws it? Like, who's in charge of drawing it?
That's why I say erase that, Jan.
My thing is, the radio's not gonna stop playing it because, like you said, 3 days, 75 million views. They're gonna get the same spins on the radio. The music industry not gonna stop it because they're getting those record sales. So the only person that can draw a line is gonna have to be the influencers in their family, their parents, their guardians.
I think that's where it's got to start and stop.
To me, it has to start there.
But that's tough though, because you put a lot of responsibility on the parent when a parent can only do so much. So I'll give you an example. Hold on a second. Let me give you an example. So I feel like my parents were very good parents when it came to like trying to censor stuff that I was, listening to or around. But my first album that I bought was R. Kelly, Born into the 90s. And I was 8 years old. Like, this was before the censor stuff was even put on that tape. So they didn't even know what I was listening to. So it's like, how much as a parent do you have the ability to censor where your kid can actually get to some of this stuff?
I'm gonna go back.
And I'll say, go ahead. One thing we could do, and I think my parents were real. Like my parents was real cool about it. A lot of parents don't even talk to their kids about sex.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to my mom, I'm like, shoot, you having sex? This is what sex is. Sex is this. This is a woman's part. This is a guy's part. So yeah, when you expose to that, like it's not such this shock value. When you say, and I think that's why that song gets, the heat, because they're always sexual. It's sexual grinding it. Like talk to like quit dodging your kids. Like, oh, she just acting fast. No, she not.
But then that's a conversation that a parent might not be ready to have with a child yet.
Yeah.
I think
if your child listens to that, maybe you be able to get ready to have that conversation.
Like I have a daughter. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not looking forward to it. But the thing is, today's time with tablet, the phones, the YouTube, the Facebook, the videos, she's going conversation regardless. I can't keep her from that. So either I have to have the uncomfortable conversation with her, or I can depend on Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion to have the conversation. It's
so here's the deal, though. Here's the deal, though. If I'm riding, like Vito was saying earlier, if I'm a parent, I'm riding, listening to 104.5, which is the station here in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And, we just riding, we're listening to music on 104.5. We think it's a regular radio station, that plays black music. And this song come on, and even the edited version is a little bit more explicit than I would like to have. I'm not ready for a conversation yet. Say I got a 6-year-old. I'm not ready to have a conversation about sex. But we just listening to music on a regular station. I mean, like
there's other regular stations though.
At what point do we cut? At what point do we, as a society, say, "Well, that song is a little bit too far"?
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you there, but my thing is, it's a capitalistic society. I don't think society's ever going to say that because they're making too much money off of it.
I'm gonna say this, bro.
This is what we are.
The reason,
I agree with what you're saying, Brian.
The reason why I say erase that giant is because we can't stop it. It is really, it's like a freaking freight train, bro. It's rolling down, and the lines of everything is getting blurred. When you walk up in Target and you so used to looking for a man or a woman on the bathroom and that hoe ain't got nothing on it, everything getting blurred, bro. Like when it's one toilet found, then they had to do that because of transsexual. And look, you have to respect individuality. You have to. I don't have a problem with any of that stuff, but that just shows you how far
look at
things are going and how far things have come. Yeah, and I want women to be comfortable, bro. Like I the hard part about it is that, and what I want, they probably realize it already. I mean, that women are intelligent. I'm not shortchanging anybody, but we have to, like I said earlier, bro, we have to understand experiences are going to be different, bro. Like no matter how bad you want the fact that you got nice racks, so to speak, somebody's going to notice that and they're going to get excited about it. It's going to happen. So you can't just normalize the fact that just in a day's time that we shouldn't look at them as objects and titties and stuff like that, because it's not single-handed, bro. If you're a nice looking man, bro, you an object. I don't care what nobody says. If somebody look at you, you got a 6-pack, you an object, bro. So it's not like somebody singling you out. It happens. So,
but I do think it's okay to put the brakes a little bit on some of the stuff, like the same way that the brakes were pressed on Luke back in the day.
Yeah.
When people were saying, all right, this is taking it a little bit too far.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm just from an acceptance standpoint. I definitely agree with what you're saying because it still do go far, but I'm just from a standpoint of accepting and like being in a household and making sure you taking care of your house.
Well, J-Rock mentioned homosexuality, man, and one thing that came to mind with that was like boys being like on Disney Channel. I don't know if you guys
I was about to say watch a Disney cartoon with a little kid.
Oh yeah, that's today though.
But they used to be like that. Like, I'm for everybody, but kind of to Price's point, I'm not ready to have that conversation.
I smell that's what.
On why two kids on
take
Disney.
Care of your house, man.
So I think we should pump the brakes.
You gotta take care of your house, bro.
I don't want to get to a point. I don't think we there yet, to be having those conversations on Disney Channel.
I mean, honestly, man, they're gonna grow up different than we grew up. It's just the way it is right now.
You're right.
And in order for you to get control and have control, you're gonna have to just do it because they growing up way different. Like, you can't expect for things for us to. You can't expect for R. Kelly. R. Kelly is the same as Cardi B for the time, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what we did with R. Kelly is the exact same thing as Cardi B right now, with the way things have advanced. So that's the difference in how we're growing up is no different than ours. It just looks different and feels different to us. So we have to be ready to do the same thing and be ready to not let things just go too far in our personal house, because my mama couldn't stop me from listening. You know how hard, when I was 13, my mama tried to make me listen to Kixie 107 instead of 99 Jams. Please, man. But I was all about that 99 Jams.
I do think there'll always be pushback, and I think that there always should be pushback. Even when you're talking about R. Kelly, when you're talking about Cardi B, whatever the era is, there's always going to be people that And I believe rightfully so, that they have the right to that opinion to be able to push back.
Definitely.
And you mentioned the Disney Channel with the homosexual family. Like, you know, you can't say on one end you agree with the pushback for that, but then on the other end, no, I don't want to push back for that.
Right.
I don't agree with the pushback. I don't agree with the pushback for either or.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
exactly.
Mind your
you
business.
also can't say, well, that's okay, but we're gonna stop that over there. Like, then I think that's where veto point comes in. You just gotta remove the line.
You just gotta remove it, bro.
It's a fine line when you remove the line, though.
It is crazy.
It is, man. It is, but I feel like
other countries have been living sexually for a long time.
You opening the door to a lot of stuff when you say that.
That door been kicked down.
So hold on. So they mentioned recently, I guess it was about a year ago.
OnlyFans.com.
Now Bert and Ernie were actually gay. And if you're talking about no pushback, like as a if you're a person that wants to push back on that, you should have the voice to be able to say, hold up a second. I don't want to engage in that conversation yet, you know? Like there's gonna be some pushback on that. So if there's pushback on that, then you gotta have pushback on the other side, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can't just let the line go because who knows what Bert and Ernie gonna be doing in that bedroom? That's just
you better turn that off.
To me, that's way too far. That's taking it,
but bro, you know how much creepy stuff is on YouTube now, though, man. It's so much creepy stuff, bro. Like it's insane, bro. All this it's creeps out here, man. Like everything is just so freaking creepy, bro. So I mean, that's the only reason I say just erase that jam, man. Because at some point, man, you gonna be scrambling, bro. You're gonna need 10 hands to manage your kids.
10 hands, 10.
Man,
I'm at the mercy of all this stuff. I'm just like, bro, look, just let the floodgates open, bro, and let them expose them to it, man.
No way, man.
Man.
Bro, my son almost 2. And if I walk in the room one day and Bert and Ernie kissing, I'm like, wait a second.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want that. I'm gonna make sure all that stuff don't happen, bro. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's just so hard, bro.
It's a different time, like I said, man. Cause shoot, I'll never forget me. We and my mama. We walk in on my niece and my daughter. I think my niece was in like 6th grade. They talking about, oh, and this girl, and she a stud. And they was in the
right. Where you getting it from?
So at that point, I've heard that. I've heard them say that. So I can comfortable. I don't want to talk to them. Or I gotta have that uncomfortable conversation. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think, and that was unheard of when we was coming up. Like
no way you heard that.
Like they was hiding. It was a fear if that came out. Now these are how you 5th and 6th grade. She's a stud. That's a bottom. Stud. I was like,
will.
What?
I will say this, man. I think you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, I'm done.
I was gonna say. I will say this. I think Price. You're in some ways you're fighting a losing battle because just like we were as kids, you're gonna listen to it no matter what. So I think the best thing you can do as parents is to just prepare them for what they don't know and try to guide them. And once you kick them out the nest, you just got to hope for the best.
I think there has to be a voice that's giving pushback. Like you can't just we can't get to the point where we just allow music just to run off the rails. Especially like if you take it away from just the female aspect, but if you start talking about like the drill music and what they talking about, like for instance, the FBG Duck dude just got killed, and if we just allow music just to be whatever it is, and the guys, I'm not saying they ain't doing it, but if we just allow these guys in Chicago that are from a ops or a rival gang to just go with their music and just start talking about this dude death. And, that's going to lead to more violence. So at some point, we have to draw the line and say, okay, this ain't cool. Like, we can't allow y'all just disrespect this man death like this. I think at some point, somebody got to draw the line and say, this ain't cool.
Yeah.
Well, my personal opinion is the line is I must already be invisible because I don't know how much further you can go with this Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
You can go a little further.
I don't know how.
That mother got there, ain't it, Diesel?
I'm not saying you can't go no further.
You go a little further.
Well, but you get much deeper than that.
Diesel, can
No,
you
but that's the video. That's the video. I'm talking about with the actual song. If you listen to it on the radio, what she's saying,
lyrics.
I don't know how much deeper.
Diesel, can you imagine listening to that?
I'm 36 years old, and she said some stuff. I'm like, dang.
When you 17 and you know what all that stuff mean, boy, your D gonna be harder than a mug in that car.
I think people get comfortable with as long as it's something that they agree with. But if it's not something that you agree with, like let's just say the first open transsexual have a song that's explicit, and it get 70 million views.
You must not listen to much pop music.
You share that same viewpoint about his explicit, her explicit views.
You don't listen to much pop music, Price. Because if you listen to pop music, you know that they already doing it.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. There's this kid named Rule, and like he's singing, talking about his boyfriend and what they do. I'm telling you, it's already out there. It's out there. Yeah. You just don't listen to that type of music.
Yeah, I ain't ready. Jason, we better rap, bro.
Yeah, man. I was just gonna say, man, I just want to get you guys final, takeaways, final opinions. We can wrap this thing on up. I think we had a real good conversation. So for me, man, it's been a wild one, man. It's so many ways you can take this, but ultimately, I feel like this was kind of blown out of proportion. I feel like if this is what you listen to, this is what you listen to, this is your lane, this is what you geared toward. I feel like since Cardi has gained some notoriety, she's probably going to get that pushback because she had a huge song before. But, it is what it is, man. This is where we are. I feel bad for her because, she's just being an artist. That's really what it boils down to for me. And so one of the things that we'll probably talk about in a later discussion is Kamala Harris getting the vice pres nomination there. So big ups to her and the ladies of AKA getting that good representation. So that's it from me, Vito. I'll let you hit it next.
Man, I think Cardi and Meg, they made a record. They about to make some bread. I respect what they're doing. So congratulations on your hot track. It was a bit racy, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. I wasn't offended by it, none of that. I think, the people that are concerned, I think they should push their concern and that energy into protecting the ones they feel need being protected from that song. Because you may not want your child to be that sexual, and that's fine. That's totally fine. So transparency in the household, talk to your kids like J-Rock said. Music is music. Movies are movies. You're going to get influenced everywhere you go. Just be equipped. Morals and values. Hope that push everybody through. And yeah, Kamala Harris, big up.
Deez, what you got?
Man, I don't feel bad for Cardi B. It's because all these people talking about that just made that record go platinum, double platinum, triple platinum. She just made it. And I agree with Vito 100%. If you worried about it, better talk to your kids because I guarantee you, wherever else they getting that information from, it's going to be way worse than you. The information that whoever giving the information out is not going to be better than you. So you better get to talking. Uncomfortable, comfortable. I don't care how you got to do it. Laying upside down, you better figure it out.
Some posters, some pictures.
Man, you better hold slideshow. You better
get that throat tickle. You better talk about it.
I promise you, everything that my mama tried to hide, I went and found for myself. It's just the way it goes. Hide it and see what happens. You want to hide your kids from gay? They're going to find out what gay is. You want to hide your kids from Cardi B? They're going to be all up in it. So they walk out the house. I mean, you know, we all seen the movie where the girl got the short skirt in her purse when she walk out the house. So when she get around the corner, she take them shorts out, put that little mini skirt. It's the same. It's the same thing.
Well, that
It's the same thing.
freshman year of college.
J-Rod, what you think, man?
Oh man, I think my brothers before me hit it on the head, man. I think dope song. I listened to it. I wasn't offended. Listened to it again. I still wasn't offended. It is on the vulgar side, and to me, they are two adults talking about an adult topic. I agree with Vito. Do kids have access to it? Yeah, but like Daisy said, we just gotta buckle up, man. As parents, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it's 2020, and we honestly we shouldn't be having the same conversations as our parents had in the 80s and 90s. Like it's different.
It's totally
If our parents didn't want us to watch something, they took our and cut the TV off, and we had no access to it.
Nothing.
None. It is different.
Go outside and play.
Yeah, go outside and play. It don't work like that. Is it right? Is it fair? None of that matters. That's where we are. So I think as a society, and I this is one of the biggest things I struggle with. Like we really got to stop putting onus and responsibilities on role models to raise our children.
Yeah.
My dad was my role model. As much as I love basketball, I love Kobe. Kobe Bryant was never my role model. My dad was my role model. So as parents, like O said, I don't care how much you dislike rap, you cannot keep your child from rap forever. They're going to hear rap. So the thing is, like I said, we just got to have these conversations. And as a parent, you got to role model the behaviors you want your child to, do. And shoot, pray about it. When they mess up, if you got that conversation, if you've had that relationship with them, they can come back. Y'all can wrap it up. Well, this is what you did wrong. Right. Going about your business. But I think that it was for you to say that song, that 5-minute song is going to lead to fatherless homes.
That's a lot.
That was great. That was great. Reggie, we're going to give you the last word, bro.
All right. I would just say that I think the song was a dope song. It's just a song. It's not something that I would listen to because it ain't really my type of music. But it's a dope song. It's all right. The beat's straight. I think the pushback is warranted. I think the criticism is what the problem is. I don't see the need to criticize it or like J Rock was saying, fatherless homes and all that kind of stuff. To me, it's just way over the top. You just way over the top. But,
pull out game week. You got way over
the top. Got that WAP, it might be.
But as far as Kamala Harris, I would just say congrats on that. I'm not a Kamala Harris fan. I probably wasn't voting for Trump or Biden, to be honest. But,
that's another episode.
Yeah, that's another episode.
Park their price.
Featuring Reggie Price. All right, man. Well, this was a good one, guys. I think we can talk about this all night if we wanted to, but we got to get up out of here, man. So, like my boy Vito always say, HBCU out.
Oh, it's hard to say. Peace.